that is part of INOV. So it's INOV. And INOV is, okay, so this is what you're looking at. So INOV is an RTO. Okay, so we are a private, non-for-profit research and development organization. So it's a concept that you know as an RTO or a technology transfer center or an infrastructure, a technological infrastructure institute. The vision is leading innovation in ICT. We are ICT plus electronics, and our mission is to transform knowledge into technology to use it in the innovation change. Okay, so that's the way we look at it. So you've seen. So we are part of an ecosystem of 5 institutes belonging to INES. Okay, so this is INES Lisboa as Leonel presented, and to give you a rough figure of the whole ecosystem, we are worth close to 50 million euros this year. Okay, so in Lisbon we are maybe 17, 18, and INES is 30 and something. So the 5 institutes are 50 million euro. I mean 2023. Okay, just for you to understand our dimension. So a brief history. We have begun in 1980, but that's INES. Okay, so INES was created in 1980. Then, following a measure of our Ministry of Industry, we have that back then we had the Ministry of Industry. Today it's Economic Affairs. So we have launched under the infrastructure funds in the end of the 80s and during the 90s. Programs to create technology transfer centers. So the technology transfer centers were created and PEDIC during the 90s. Then, as we have already said, we have divided INES in several institutes, and INOV has begun operation in the 1st of January 2001. Okay, so from there on, we are an independent institution. And of course, making the history brief, we've set up several sites in Portugal. Our headquarters are in Lisbon, but we have 2 other sites in the center of Portugal. We have set up several infrastructures. We have launched some spin-offs. That's normal. Highlighting some aspects in the last years. In 2017, we have reached certification under ISO 9001. It's not common in the institutes that are not for testing or standardization. We are not. We are ICT, but we have undergone this direction. And we are recognized as an interface center by both ministries, science and economy. We have launched an office in Brussels in 2019 with the 5 INES institutes. So us plus the other 4, we set up an office in Brussels, and we have people, and we try to be close to DC. In 2020, we have launched INES Lisboa. Leonel has already spoken about that. In 2022, this is strange. We are again recognized as Center for Technology and Innovation. You will notice that the EIT has changed. Of course, now it's the Ministry of Economy Affairs. Back then was Science and Economy Affairs. That's the big reason for a new acronym. Hopefully in 2024 we'll have something like launching a unit recognized by the Science Foundation in Portugal. We are entering a new institution in Europe and going upstream in the innovation path, meaning going more fundamental research. That's a strategic orientation. Anyway, so our organization is a company-like organization. We go from General Assembly to the Administration Board, and we have support services, and our core, up to laboratories, of course. The core activities are divided in 5 strategic areas. 5 strategic areas divided in 2 big domains. 1, R&D, more upstream innovation. 2, technological innovation, and we call it more downstream. Okay, so 2 are closer to the market, 3 are upper in innovation chain. So those three upstream are shown here. The names, I'm not really that relevant for you, but you can see activity. Okay, the activity is developed in R&D units, and each R&D unit has a leader. Okay, so the basic element of INOV is an R&D unit. Okay, that's where the engineers and the researchers are. So we have activities going from telecommunications. One of our final owners is a telecommunications operator. We have activities with industry, and we have activities with administration bodies. We go from telecommunications, IoT. We have activities in electronics. We have started with strong activity in electronics development, electronic systems, or global systems, going from sensing and actuation to decision systems and decision support. So we developed the entire framework of solutions. So we have electronics, and we developed activities, as you can say, from power electronics to LiDAR, to image processing, navigation, and of course we have on the right a strong area in cybersecurity. We are recognized in national terms and European terms for our activities in cybersecurity, from governments, cryptography, and ethical hacking. I mean, those are areas, and I'm not going to go into them, but this gives you an idea of what we do, again, in ICT plus electronics. The two areas, units, departments, let's call them departments for better understanding, and the technological innovation. One, remote monitoring. In the remote monitoring, you have the big achievement of this group was the development of a fire monitoring system. We'll come back to that, and the three examples I have prepared for you. It's basically for first detection and alert to the relevant authorities. And that, you see the map, the system. We have idealized the system, we have proposed, we have developed, we have demonstrated, we have installed, demonstrated, we have productized the system, we have sold it, and it is now under operation, as you can see, in close to 45% of national territory, which is something like close to 70% of the relevant territory in Portugal that has problems or severe situations with fires, with forest fires. Okay. The second area, this one, deals with AI and computer vision and intelligent interaction for industrial systems. We will see one of the examples of real applications that was done within this department. Since we are here with your delegation, of course, I would have to say that we aim at strengthening and going further in our cooperation, in our launching of projects with partners from national partners and European partners. So we have a strong involvement in European funding programs. So we've been involved in, I don't know the global numbers since our creation. I'm looking at John, maybe he knows, but it doesn't have. Okay, you will see that we are involved in more than 20 European projects, close to 20 national programs. So we do European and national R&D cooperation projects. So we are, of course, as you all said previously, open to these new cooperations. So we have in our global areas of activity, many of them are open to cooperation. We have a strong cooperation in defense and security, as is said here. And I'll present to you three interesting examples of what we've done over the years. in different stages of their development. We have been since the beginning involved in the development of global systems. Okay, global systems mean we understand the need, we define the solution, we develop a demonstrator, we even prototype it, and sometimes we market it or we spin it off. Okay? And so the first example, we have started in 1988 developing a system that was a pilot. There was a world pilot for the monitoring of fishing activities. Okay, that was done in the early stages of GPS and Inmarsat for communication. So the system was developed back then, was first marketed in 1992, has been international in 1998 to Africa, and in 2013 was spinned off. Okay, to a company where INOV was a shareholder in 2013 already said, sorry. So this is an example of a complete system going from the sensing on board fishing vessels to communications to a powerful control center where we have all the tools necessary to watch the activity, perform reports, and interact with European and national authorities that monitorize the activities of fishing vessels. Okay, so this example is complete, from idea to spin-off. The second example we've seen, I talked about it previously, in a different stage. So we have idealized it. It's the forest monitoring system, for forest fire monitoring system. The proposal was presented at the end of the 90s. The first installation was 2002 or 3, first pilot installation. The system is now, as I've shown you, is covering 45% of national territory, and is in a situation close to the spin-off consideration. So it has not reached that point, okay, but it's quite close because it's a product and it's been maintained by INOV, and it undergoes evolution at INOV, okay? So second system, again, a complete system from the sensors, the communication system, and the powerful control center for several types of solutions, from the, of course, the images, but of course the reports, the analysis, the alerts, and the interaction with the authorities' information systems. The last one is it's in the early stages of development. It's in the global idea is a quality control system. It has been aimed as a start for the ceramic industry, and it's a set of solutions. One of them already developed is an defect detection and purity system that has been developed and is installed in a manufacturing line of our customer. Okay? And that has been done last year or at the end of 2022. So it's been idealized, it's been prototyped, it's been demonstrated and installed, and it's there. That's the moment where it is now. So it is quite early in the development phase as compared to the other two. But this gives you an idea of what type of systems we are aiming at. A complete and global system from the sensing up to the decision tools. Some figures, so you will have an overall understanding of what INOV is. So the people, we were close to 150 people last year. Of those, circa 90 were in our payroll, so our employees. It says 88, I believe, okay? The others are integrated researchers and grant holders, that's students, okay? By the end of this year, we believe we'll be close to 200 with that new unit grant we have created. But of course, the other 40 and something will be university teachers and PhD students, okay? That's, again, let's say the new the unit you are creating. The number of projects we are involved in, we've seen there, so it's 14 national projects, 23 international, mainly international, 1 international, that's European. That's why the small number of national projects is because we have ended the national structural funds program in 2022. The new structural funds program has begun launching calls late 2023, so we are really watching the end of the previous structural program, which is 2020. Okay, and in terms of publications, since we are more innovation, we are an RTO. That's a small number of publications because we're not really science, but you have some 60 relevant publications noted there. We believe that will increase with this new investment in our unit. In the end, the financial figures. So in 2023, something like 5.6 or 5.7 million euros. Of that, circa globally, it's 30% sales and services. It's 14 something European projects. It's 20% close to the national projects, and it's 5% infrastructural support. I'm referring that because I guess I'll go to the last slide and say let's use this. Sorry. In Portugal, this is to give you an idea of what is living in Portugal as an infrastructural organization, or as an RTA. I've repeated here over the years the support to technological infrastructures in Portugal. So as I told you, they were created in the 90s. So there was initial funding for the setting up of the technology transfer centers, as they were known back then. Then there was, still during the 90s and up to 2000, there was the consolidation program, where there was still, beginning was infrastructure, there was buildings, equipment, hiring the staff. Then staff training, some adjustments up to 2000. From 2001 on, there were programs that were funding the operation of the technology transfer centers. The funding existed from 2001 till 2007. Okay, it was based. The funding was based on projects. There was a limit of 1.25 million per year, and there was a formula. It's more complex than that, okay? But the basis was you could get up to 40% of your sales with your own resources. That was the logic of funding the RTOs. Then we've had some 11 years with zero. It's literally zero. It's there, okay, the red thing. There were no funding. There was no funding for the RTOs in Portugal. Then in 2017, there was again recognition that these institutions were relevant for the economy. So we've had the standard CID, I think you've seen that before, and we've had a funding for 3 years that was extended for the next 6 months. That said, it was lump sum. It was something quite innovative in Portugal. It has ended right away, as we'll see in the next stage. So it was lump sum. It was based on sales, also on the classification of our application, and there was a limit of 1 million per year per institution. Okay. Again, in 2022, there was we were forced again to demonstrate that we are RTO. Okay, so we have another step now. It's CTI, and we are running now a new project for 3 years, with hopefully an extra 3 years after 2026. The funding is again project-based, okay, and it aims at the one-third model, as has been said, an interesting model for funding of these institutions. It's based on the classification, of course, of our application, and in principle there is no limit for the funding. But since it is project-based and only a certain type of activities are accepted, it is naturally limited to a certain figure in terms of the global finances of the institution. And again, it's not here, it's here. Okay. And that was what I had to tell you about INOV. Thank you very much.